you guys, welcome back to Black Tea. It's your girl Ebony. Okay, you guys, as promised, this is the full breakdown of Nicki Minaj's sanctions against Jennifer Hough and her attorney Tyrone Blackburn. Now, this is going to be a very messy video. This is going to be shorter and more condensed for my people who just want the facts. Now, before we get into the actual documents, I want to make sure that everyone understands one thing: what a sanction actually is. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, a sanction in civil law is a part of the law that assigns a penalty for violation of the law's provisions. The most common civil sanction is usually a money fine, but other types of sanctions do exist. For example, depending on the case, a sanction can also call for the suspension or the revocation of a license. Now, the first reason Nicki Minaj's lawyer, Judge Bernstein, says the court should grant a sanction is because he accuses Tyrone Blackburn of not only attacking Nicki Minaj with baseless and disgusting claims, but he also says that Tyrone Blackburn continued to move in bad faith even though his information was proven to be false, allegedly. Judge Bernstein saying this: moreover, Tyrone Blackburn's allegations is just another example of his practice of filing papers containing accusations which are completely irrelevant and obviously designed to harass Nicki Minaj and also to tarnish her reputation. Tyrone Blackburn surely included all of his outrageous accusations, knowing that the media will likely report on the lie, thereby creating the very reputation which he has no basis for alleging in the first place. Now, this is actually very, very true. You guys know, even though there was information that Jennifer Hough was not being completely honest about her conversation and dealings with the Petties, none of the news outlets ran those stories. Every story that we saw was attacking Nicki and trying to paint Nicki as a woman who is harassing somebody's V word. And I think that Judge Bernstein put this in a good way because he is saying that Tyrone Blackburn was doing all of these things in the media, hoping that Nicki would pay them to be quiet. Now, the second reason Judge Bernstein does say that sanctions should be imposed on Tyrone Blackburn is because Tyrone Blackburn accused Stephen Gordon, who was Jennifer's old attorney, and Mr. Bernstein of colluding behind the scenes to damage Jennifer's case, which is also untrue. Judge Bernstein saying this: according to Tyrone Blackburn, Mr. Gordon was working with me as a double agent to assist me in my defense of Nicki Minaj. Mr. Gordon and I allegedly had several secretive conversations during which I supposedly provided him with offers never disclosed to Mr. Blackburn. Tyrone is also saying Mr. Gordon and I hid our supposedly secret discussions to justify my filing of this frivolous sanctions motion. Mr. Gordon and I, according to Tyrone Blackburn, somehow colluded on the events which led to Mr. Blackburn's accusation that I was creepy and also cyber stalking Mr. Gordon's wife. Now, for those of you guys who don't remember, there was a point in time where Jennifer's former attorney, Stephen Gordon, had an issue with his wife leaving comments about the case underneath YouTube videos. Now, this was a huge issue in court because what happened was Judge Bernstein sent an email to Stephen and he told Stephen that this was a huge conflict of interest, and his wife should not be leaving comments about this case on blogs or YouTube videos. After that happened, Tyrone Blackburn called Judd Bernstein, who is Nicki's lawyer, creepy because he told their team that their spouses should not be commenting on the case. Now, I'm not sure how this is creepy, and to be quite honest, Judd Bernstein was trying to do them a favor so they wouldn't get in trouble for all of this bad conduct. Now, what makes this situation even worse is that Judd Bernstein, well, he now has a declaration from Stephen Gordon, Jennifer's former attorney. And when I tell you guys, he is spilling all in these court documents, he is actually also teaming up with Mr. Bernstein to file his own sanctions against Tyrone. Now, in Tyrone's original document, he actually revealed and also accused Stephen Gordon, of using drugs and also cheating on his wife. He also said that Stephen Gordon was erratic, had mental health issues, and he would have never let him on the case if he would have known that he had any type of addiction issue. Now, Stephen Gordon, who Tyrone is accusing of being on substances, has now joined Nicki Minaj and Judd Bernstein, and he is now supporting their side. And he provided a declaration not only revealing some very messy secrets about this case, but also calling out Tyrone Blackburn and telling him that he is going to be filing separate sanctions for all the lies Tyrone has allegedly said about him in court. Now, Stephen Gordon, starting with this. Unsurprisingly, Mr. Blackburn has failed to provide any proof that I had erratic behavior. Also, me and Jennifer did speak about personal things, and we built an attorney-client rapport, whereby I did not pretend to be a perfect person or greater than Jennifer because of my status as an attorney. But to say that I shared graphic details of cheating on my wife is completely misleading. Indeed, the only possible purpose is that Mr. Blackburn is attempting to distract the public from the allegations in the motion for sanctions. Equally, Mr. Blackburn is also attempting to make a narrative out of something that I told him has been a struggle of mine, self-confidence. Also, plaintiff, aka Jennifer Hough, misunderstood some of what I stated. Mr. Blackburn and Jennifer terminated me as co-counsel. This also led to Tyrone's current tirade of revenge to damage my reputation, my character, and my life. Since learning about what Tyrone Blackburn has been saying about me in the courts, I have been struggling to sleep, I can't eat, or enjoy life. I know the work and effort that I put in to become an attorney, being sworn by the bar as one of the happiest days of my life. I take my job very seriously and always remain conscious of my ethical boundaries. I cannot fathom how one person could seek to hurt someone's career for one's own personal gain. This is an experience that will stick with me forever. So as you see, Stephen Gordon, who was the former attorney for Jennifer Hough, is calling out Tyrone Blackburn as well. He's also accusing Tyrone and Jennifer of basically throwing out all this nonsense so the public won't focus on the actual facts. And the actual facts, in my opinion, is that there is no evidence and that this story was exaggerated, in my opinion. So Stephen Gordon is also planning to file sanctions against against Mr. Blackburn, and I'm interested to see what happens with that situation as well. Now, before we wrap up this video, we also have to get into the sanctions against Jennifer Hough. Now, Judge Bernstein did create a separate docket that explains who Jennifer Hough is in his opinion, and he calls Jennifer Hough an incompetent liar. Child, not incompetent liar. Talk about a mess. Now, this is what Judge Bernstein, Nicki Minaj's lawyer, had to say. I submit this declaration in support of Nicki Minaj's motion to seek sanctions against plaintiff Jennifer Hough, having knowingly made false allegations against Nicki Minaj in her complaint, pressuring Nicki Minaj into a quick settlement. The unvarnished truth is that Jennifer Hough is a liar. Unfortunately for Jennifer, she's an incompetent one. Chill, not a dumb liar, allegedly. Talk about a mess. As shown below in her amended complaint against Nicki Minaj, not only are these accusations contradicted both by a devastating document which destroys plaintiff's case and by voluntary statements which the plaintiff made in March of 2021 in an interview with the Daily Beast. Jennifer knows the truth but has tried to subvert it because she believes that the defendant's celebrity makes her an easy target who will pay her money just to go away, regardless of the truth. Jennifer could not be more mistaken. Nicki Minaj will never give in to Jennifer's effort to extort her. The only person who should be paying money here is Jennifer Hough, who deserves to be sanctioned by the court for her abuse of the legal system, and Jennifer Hough should be ordered to pay Nicki Minaj's fees. Chill, not $300,000 plus in legal fees. Oh, y'all gonna do Jennifer like that? Chill, allegedly. This is a mess. So as you see, you guys, Judge Bernstein is not playing with Jennifer Hough. He wants the court to approve the fact that Jennifer Hough has to pay Nicki Minaj's legal fees, which are up in the hundreds of thousands, because he is accusing Jennifer of going forward with this lawsuit knowing that it was not in good faith. So let me know what you guys think about this topic down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a big thumbs up. I love you guys to the moon and back, and we'll chop it up down below. Bye guys.